Hey, Security Token Market, welcome back to another interview from the Digital Assets and Securities Conference. I'm joined here with Shun Ravago from the U Group of Entities. You are the Chief Legal Officer there,
that is
correct?
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'd like to first say thank Vertalo for having us. This is a great conference. It gives us an opportunity to meet with other people. And also, thank you for having me to be able to explain some of our entities, what we do.
Yeah, I'm excited to dive in, and I'm happy to hear that you're the Chief Legal Officer because it'll be fun to kind of get into some of the more detailed intricacies here that maybe someone without that compliance background may not be as well versed in.
It's a lot of pressure to have. I'm a CPA, so hopefully I don't give me the title of Chief Financial Officer as well. But basically, it's kind of complicated what we do, but I think it's a great idea. So the concept we have is we're a U group of companies, so all of our companies begin with U.
Okay.
We have U Foundation, Umint, U Capital Ventures, and U Safe.
Okay.
And we're an ecosystem. And what we're trying to do is promote decentralized finance through different methods. So our first entity is U Foundation. So it is a charitable organization, and what we do is we promote through education and grants to help entrepreneurs or individuals learn about the DeFi space, blockchain.
Right, okay, so where does the funding come from the foundation?
So then,
foundation?
Exactly, and that's a good question. That's what everyone asks us. So, and we're hoping then to also launch a charity token from that.
Okay, cool.
But the money we raise really comes from a group that we call Umint. So Umint is whatever you want to call it, our venture capitalists or private equity.
Great.
And that's where we raise money for third parties. Sometimes we start with the traditional method of just doing a private placement, but then we want to tokenize it. And all the funds we raise are obviously for our clients, but also we've set aside part of that money to go to U Foundation to promote our charity.
Okay, fascinating.
And then we continue on with U Capital Ventures, which is basically they manage all the projects that we deal with, and then U Safe, which is a statutory trust that we have that actually manages the money. So when the money comes in from any of the capital raises, it's a trust company that protects the money and makes sure that all of it's being spent for all of its projects. And then it also holds the assets. So it's a complete ecosystem that we have.
Fascinating. So let me try to reword it just to see if I understand how this process works. So you have a client that comes in looking to raise money, and they contract you to do that.
Correct.
You would use your platform, Umint,
Yes.
in order to help them raise capital.
Correct.
A portion of those proceeds would go to U Foundation.
Yes.
A portion would go, the rest would go to the issuer in order to raise. Then you have U
Capital Ventures,
which would manage those projects.
Correct.
And then you have the fourth branch, which is
U Safe.
U Safe, which is making sure that this is all handled in a
trust.
compliant manner.
Exactly.
Fascinating. And so, from Umint's perspective, are you issuing a token for these platforms, or are you leveraging a blockchain that's proprietary, or what's your?
So our whole goal is promote DeFi. What we want to do is we want to demystify wealth generation, because we feel that Wall Street, the traditional methods, have been about greed and fear. So, but by opening up, leveraging blockchain, issuing tokens, what we can do is we can open it up to the masses and really democratize wealth generation.
Right.
And so what we're doing with Umint is issuing these tokens. But instead of doing these traditional placements where you have a minimum buy-in of $1 million or 100,000, 200,000, we bring it down to a level where everybody can participate. So everybody has that opportunity to generate wealth or to fund their projects.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So when you say we, how big's the team?
We're about 6 or 7 people. We have a money manager, head fund manager, former bankers, attorneys, CPAs, insurance individuals. So there's a large group, and we're all over the country. All over the world, actually. We have somebody in London, Glasgow, Scotland, California, Fort Worth, Texas, Chicago.
Wow.
So what we've done is we've pulled together what we think are great minds to come up with this concept, to create this ecosystem that we can share with the rest of the world.
So who are your clients that you're looking for now? Who are people you're trying to work with to integrate into the U ecosystem?
We haven't specialized in any one industry. So right now we're working with a gold mine in Canada, and we're raising money for them. and then leveraging that money, and again, for U Foundation, we're also working with real estate investments. We have assisted living facilities. They want to build 5 facilities across the Midwest. So those are our current clients. And then we have other projects as well. But really what we're trying to do is to get the projects up on the ground and show to the world, hey, we can do this, right? Because I mean, that's the whole point of this, is that everyone's trying to show proof that this works and this is what we can do.
Right.
Right? But, and a lot of times, the problem with Wall Street, with these traditional lenders, is who's going to lend money to a gold mine? They think it's speculative, right? We're willing to take the risk because we believe in the project and we believe in the process, the tokenization process.
So all of these assets you work with will be tokenized?
Yes, everything we do.
Fantastic. We love to hear that.
As Dave said, this is the dawn of new age, and we are at its infancy. So we're very excited to be here. We're very excited to begin this journey.
And you're taking an interesting angle by prioritizing assets that are very traditional in structure. And I think that maybe is a slightly different angle than some of the other platforms in the space looking to bring kind of novel products or structures to market, whereas maybe you're trying to take traditional business infrastructure and optimize it by leveraging tokenization.
Well, exactly, and make it available to everyone.
Right.
Who has an opportunity to buy into a gold mine? Who has an opportunity to buy into this, right? They don't. But we're saying, look, this new technology, this new opportunity, everybody can share in it.
So are you raising money through 506C?
Yes.
So it's accredited only for the primary?
Yes.
And then you'll Rule 144 for secondary?
Secondary or like a Reg A+.
Right. And have you, in terms of the status on some of your current clients, how close are you to exploring those secondary market listing opportunities?
Well, we've got the holding period, right? So we're launching in a couple of weeks, and then after that 30-day holding period, then we'll be able to open it up to everyone. So it's really just time.
Right.
And it's a race for time because we don't know what the government's going to do.
Of course.
I mean, we could everything started and the government shuts us down.
Well, let's hope not. Let's definitely hope not.
So
what do you have to say to anyone that's listening that's inspired by your project, that wants to get involved or wants to learn more? Who are you trying to target to work with from a collaborative perspective, and where can they find out more info?
Well, what we've seen here is that there's a term that's been coined here, right? Co-opetition, right? So collaboration with competition. So if anybody wants to work with us, wants to understand, we're willing to share. Because there's no manual. There's nothing we can look for. It's really just talking to people. Vertalo has been very good about sharing their information, sharing some of their affiliates and their clients. And that's what we want to work with. Also, individuals who say, you know what, I've been trying to go to these banks. I have a great idea. I want to raise money. You know what? By tokenizing it, there are a lot of people out there who are willing to say, you know what, I'll invest $10. I'll invest $100. I'll take a chance on it.
Right.
And those are people we want to work with. So U Foundation or Umint are the two entities that you can look up. Umint.world or ufoundation.world if they need more information. Or they can contact me through that.
Fantastic. Well,
Awesome.
Shun,
Thank you very much
thanks,
for
man.
having me.
Appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next time.